Now we'll look at factoring trinomials. And I want to start with an example of multiplying two binomials together. When you factor trinomials, many times what you want to end up with is two binomials that are multiplied together. Here I have two binomials, x plus 5 and x plus 8. And factoring trinomials is very similar to using the FOIL method, except working in reverse. So I want to multiply this out, multiply these two binomials using the FOIL method. FOIL method, as you recall, involves, first of all, multiplying the first term. So if I multiply the first terms, I get x squared. Multiply the outer terms, which would be x and 8. If you multiply those two, you get 8x. Multiply the inner terms, which would be these. Multiply 5 and x, you get plus 5x. And then multiply the last terms, which would be 5 and 8. Multiply 5 and 8, we get 40. After multiplying there, we want to combine any like terms to simplify the expression. There is nothing similar to x squared, no similar terms, so we'll just write that down. But these two are similar terms. 8x plus 5x is 13x. And then we have the plus 40. Okay, one thing I want you to notice here with this trinomial that we ended up with, the first term came from when we multiplied the x and the x. So when we multiplied the first terms in these two binomials. The last term comes from multiplying the last two terms in these two binomials, the 5 and the 8. The middle term doesn't look like anything up here. There's no 13 up here. But if you notice from the previous step, the center term, the middle term here, 13x, comes from multiplying the, the 8x, which is the outer and the inner. So this and this, we get similar terms there, and then by adding them together. Okay, so that's going to be an important consideration when we want to go the other way and take this trinomial and factor it. So let's go ahead and work checkpoint 3, which just happens to be this very example, and I'll show you how to start. We have a trinomial. We want to try to factor it as two binomials. So I would start by writing in the parentheses right away. Okay, we know the x squared is going to have to come from, as it did up here, and we multiplying x by x, multiplying the first terms together. The next part, we're going to do some educated guessing. The 40 is going to have to come from multiplying two numbers together to get 40, but then they also have to add up to give us a positive 13. So I would look at factors of 40 and then consider them. We have factors, let's see, 1 and 40 is the obvious one, 2 and 20, let's see, 4 and 10, 5 and 8, and I think those are the only pairs of factors that we have. So we want to look through those factors of 40, because we know, again, we're going to get the 40 by multiplying the last terms out. So we want to look for two numbers that multiply to give 40, which all these do, but add up to give 13. And if you go down the list, you can see these don't add to 13. That's 41, 22, no, 14, no. So that's the set of numbers we use, the 5 and the 8, because those add up to 13. So I'm going to put down plus 5 and plus 8. And as you saw up here, if you multiply these two out, you will get this trinomial. So that would be a good thing to do if you were checking this, is actually multiply it back out to make sure you get what you started with.